Hello and welcome. Now I'd like to talk about this watch here, which is the Citizen Tough. And the number is BN0211. Yes. So I like this watch a lot. This is a very, very simple and clean and beautiful watch. And it's also made to be more tough than the other Citizen Pro Masters. So why is it tough? Okay, first of all, it's got a sapphire crystal. Super, this is great. And then the case and the bracelet is made of stainless steel, but everything is coated with a kind of titanium coating. So this makes the watch much more scratch resistant than stainless steel. So we got the crystal is scratch resistant because it's sapphire. The case and bracelet is scratch resistant because it's got this titanium coating. And of course it's an eco drive, so not automatic. And the other thing, yeah, let's talk about the water resistance. So it's not a diver, but it's still got 200 meters water resistant. And the other cool thing about this watch is the case back, because there is just no case back. I mean, there is no screw-in case back, because the entire case is one piece of stainless steel coated with titanium, of course. So that's why the watch is really thin. It's a very thin watch, very, very thin. And yeah, there is no case back. It just looks so cool. And yeah, and the Lume, yeah, the Lume is excellent. I have been wearing this watch, I think, for a week now. I've been wearing it overnight, I mean during the night. So and the Lume is great. The Lume is just as good as it is on the Seiko divers. The Lume on this one is much better than the Lume on the NY0040. So even though this one, the Tough, doesn't have a dive bezel, a timing bezel, but you know, I don't mind, because I already have quite a few dive watches. And this Citizen here is like really like a perfect field watch. Because what does it do? It just shows you the time and the date. It's quartz. And it's got sapphire crystal and titanium coated stainless steel case and bracelet. And I think this kind of case is called monocoque case, something like that. So there is no case back. And because of this titanium coating, the color is just so different from stainless steel. I have never had and never owned and never handled a fully titanium watch, but I can tell you that because of this titanium coating, it doesn't look like stainless steel. And actually it's not heavy. I have watched some videos and some people say, oh, it's a heavy watch. No, it's at least I don't find it heavy, because it's pretty thin. But it's also big, and what I mean is lug to lug. From lug to lug, it's 52 millimeters. 52 millimeters. So even bigger than the Orient Triton, which is 51. So although the Citizen Tough here is a thin watch, but it's big. From lug to lug, it's big. And my wrist is 6.5 inches. And it's really, yeah, it's really the limit. It's testing the limit of my wrist. So because of the lugs, because the lugs are curved, you see, it hugs my wrist pretty nicely. But I wish it had a shorter lug to lug distance. Yeah. And I also like the watch face. it's a very simple, very plain, down to the earth watch face. So would I call it, down to the earth. It has nothing fancy going on. Although these markers, the arrow markers, seem to be applied, because they have these silver colored frames, and that's why it looks nice, but it's just very simple and plain, and also very clean looking. And the second hand is red, and it just gives it a very nice color accent. So the black watch face with the red second hand looks very nice. And the crown, yeah, the crown is very easy to handle. It's big enough. It's also signed. Nice crown guards. Now the crown action, when you screw it in, it's not very smooth, but it works. I have no problem with it, and it's not moving so much around, just a little bit. Yeah, let's talk about the bracelet here, because it's got a very nice clasp. So this thingy here, this one here, it feels cheap, but the clasp here is really good. Really nice clasp. And actually, it looks just very similar to one of my Casios. This is my Casio Edifice with model number, what's that? EFR 101. This is a pretty old watch. I mean, I got this Casio Edifice, I think, how many years ago? Many years ago. And I got the Citizen Tough just now, of course, but just look at it, how similar they are. They are just so similar. I mean, the form factor, the case dimensions are just so similar. It's just interesting. But now you can see the difference between stainless steel and the titanium coated stainless steel. It looks so much different. Yeah, and yeah, one thing about the bracelet, solid end links. You see? Solid end links. And it's also similar to the Seiko SNE 435. Yeah, I mean the form factor is similar, because they both have the crown at 3 o'clock, big crown guards. Also the lug to lug distance is pretty similar, although the Seiko here is shorter from lug to lug. But yeah, they are just similar in a way. So actually these are my three solar watches, analog watches I mean, because I have some few G-Shocks. But these are my three solar analog watches. And I think I've just been thinking, how many watches do I need? Right now I have 8 watches. I used to have 11. I sold 4, bought this one, so I have 3 watches less than I used to. But really my goal is to have a 6 watch collection at maximum. So I would have to get rid of 2 watches. But so these are the quartz watches. All of them are solar, and my other watches are, and now I don't mean this Casio Edifice, and I don't mean the G-Shocks and the cheap Casios. I mean the Citizen, Orient, Seiko, and these kinds of watches. So I have these 3 solar here, and I have a few automatics. And I'm really thinking of getting rid of some of these. I'm not going to get rid of the Triton and the SKX and the Citizen 00 and Y0040. So even though the Komatsu has a beautiful sunburst dial and sapphire, yeah, it just doesn't have the history and X factor as the Citizen and the SKX. The Komatsu just doesn't have it. And the Triton, it's got sapphire, and it's just a fantastic watch. I like it so much. I love it. The Lume is fantastic. So yeah, and this one here, just so small and cheap. I think of it as a G-Shock or a cheap Casio. It doesn't count. Yeah. Okay, but let's go back to these watches here. So, do I recommend the Citizen Tough? Absolutely. I think it's a fantastic watch, and I really like that because it's got sapphire crystal, it's got titanium coated case and everything. It's really much more scratch resistant than these others here. And I'm a desk diver, okay? And when you do desk diving, the first thing that collects scratches is the clasp here. And I've been using it for a week, really almost every day. And I mean for desk diving, and you see there are no scratches in comparison here. This one is scratched up. I haven't been using this much, but there are a few scratches. Yeah, I only wish it was smaller from lug to lug, but I understand why it is that way, because the solar panels are in this inside circle here, and this just has to be big enough, you know, to collect enough sunlight, I guess. Yeah, also the date window could be bigger. It would help, but it doesn't disturb me. If I really want to, I just put it closer to my eyes and I read the date. But under these conditions the date is perfectly readable. When it's a bit darker or something, or you know, shady or dark, or it's getting dark, and the date is harder to read. But of course on these ones the date window is bigger. This has got a Cyclops, which I actually like on this watch. Yeah, but I think that's all. It's a beautiful watch. It's a very nice, tough watch, and beautiful I mean in a very clean and simple way. Just like the SKX. SKX is beautiful because it's just so clean and simple. And that's why the Citizen Tough is also beautiful, at least for me, because it's just so clean and simple. There's nothing fancy going on. And it just got... It doesn't have a dive bezel. It doesn't have a screw-in case, but it's just so simple. It's just really the bare minimum a watch has to have. Of course the date is an extra, but I like to have a date on a watch, yeah. So yeah, that's it. Fantastic watch. This one isn't gonna leave my collection. I'm gonna keep it. And it's also a strap monster, because it's got 22mm lug to lug, and it looks so nice on this one. For example, this is a Phenomenato, green Phenomenato. I tried this on the Tough, and they just look fantastic. The Citizen Tough on this green Phenomenato looks phenomenal, really. There are some Blue Shark straps I put on this watch, and it's a real strap monster. Okay, I think that's all about it. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.